Hi, everybody.
Sean and Kelly here, Price and Price Group of Samson Properties. And what are we talking about? By the way, Kelly's back.
What?
Okay, what are we talking
It's
about?
been an insane summer.
Yes.
Today we're talking about, is this finally the window everyone's been waiting for to buy? Are we in a buyer's market here in Northern Virginia?
All right, let's dive into it.
Okay.
All right, welcome back, first of all.
Thank you.
It has been a long summer. I have been boring everybody, both people that watch this. I've been boring them with numbers only for the last,
it's been
3
the
months.
summer.
Yeah, it's been quite some time.
But it's been for good reason. Our son and his girlfriend moved back to the area.
Yes.
Yay! They're at Falls Church. Both have incredible jobs, which is wonderful. And then we had a house guest all summer. So it's been very busy. We've had a lot of fires to put out on the home front.
That's right. Yeah, it has been. They say it comes in threes. We are now at like 12.
It comes in tens.
It's been ridiculous.
Yes.
Okay, so we have been talking, going through the market snapshot. I've been talking about what has been happening, and we've seen inventory rising over the last several months. And so we're just going to dive into it. What does that mean? Is it a good time for buyers to buy right now? There's a lot that plays into this, and we have seen, even though prices are not softening at all. In fact, we're still in August. We haven't run September's numbers, but August numbers, we were still 2% over last year. So we're still appreciating.
Well, which is better than the 7-9% that we were
absolutely
last year from the year before.
July was 4%. Yeah, so we're still. So prices are not coming down, so be realistic with that.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing is buyers are getting leverage on their contracts, which we're going to dive into. Yeah.
Especially now that interest rates are ticking down, we're seeing them homes not sitting on the market for only like 7 days. Now it's about 14 to 30 days.
Yeah.
So that's a really good thing. And our buyers are able to get more protections in their contracts, right?
That's right.
Like the appraisals. Sometimes still with gaps, but oftentimes not with gaps, and the inspection contingencies and all of that. So that's I think it's a very healthy real estate environment. I like that.
Yeah. So what do you think with the interest rates? What do you think's going on with that?
I think let me tell you. I think that there's a whole lot of hype put on the fact that the Feds are going to lower the interest rates, and they have, right? But we saw the interest rates go down a little bit before the Feds actually lowered them, which is how it is, right? Because the lenders, they all kind of get ahead of the ball game a little bit. Yeah. So I know there was some confusion when the Feds announced the lowered rates. There were people like, well, then why haven't the interest rates for mortgages gone down? It's because they already did a little bit.
That's right.
And what I'm seeing is, they're still expecting a couple of more rate drops, but they're pulling back on that a little bit. It was definitely for this year, and I'm thinking we're already this far into the year. Yeah. And now it's kind of like, 2 more, but maybe not as deep. So yes, they're still down, but I don't think it's going to be the big thing everybody was hoping for.
So if you're a buyer, I'm glad you said that. If you're a buyer, and let me just say this. If you're a buyer and you've been sitting on the market waiting for rates to drop, the rates have dropped. If you're a buyer that is now sitting on the market because you think the rates are going to drop even more, let me tell you what's going to happen.
Let us say it.
Yes. So even with this last 0.25% of drop that happened, and the drop in the actual mortgage rates prior to the Feds dropping, even when that happened, we saw an increase of 30% of mortgage applications. Now, some of those are refis, but the majority are for people going to purchase homes. That's 30% increase over last year. Last year was a higher buyer demand market than we have this year.
Right.
So that means those buyers are about to start jumping off the fence. So if you're sitting on the fence and you're waiting, as you're going to see in the market snapshot, you are likely going to miss this window.
Yes. Okay. Now this is where I'm jumping in without interrupting.
Jump in. You were like,
I'm waiting. So yes, if you were some of the buyers who jumped in the last couple of weeks, good on you.
Good on you.
Brilliant.
Yes. Yep.
But if you are waiting for that, then it's going to be offset by all the other people jumping off the fence, because now they're going to keep bidding the prices higher.
That's right.
So your interest rate might be lower.
Yep.
But you're paying more for the house, right? So you do have to call us, and we'll do the whole cost of waiting and cost of all these things that we can do.
Well, and that's a good point. It's not just the bid up. See, I didn't interrupt either, and I was fighting it.
Wow, we've been also working on this summer.
Yes, we have. We have gotten so much better. So it's not just the bid up on the pricing; it's also the loss of the contingencies. It's the It's the loss of the contingencies. So we're seeing, and we're going to go over this in detail in the snapshot, but we're seeing buyers actually getting finance, appraisal contingencies, inspection contingencies, seller concessions. We actually, you didn't say that. We actually got a buyer with $10,000 in seller concessions this last couple weeks.
Well, yes.
Yes. Period.
I had a thought that almost happened, like into
right.
something great and glorious out of my mouth.
Okay. So there are opportunities, like Kelly said, properties are sitting on the market a little bit longer, where you may be the only one. But you can get those contingencies and you're not bidding it up. And it's a really, really fair time for buyers in the market.
And I want to see, so I posted the contract trends this week, and it showed kind of an even third of homes being accepted at list price, above and below.
Yeah.
And let me just say, the ones that are coming in below list price, you hear us saying they're still like prices are not going down. You do see that, and we're not idiots. It's because those were overpriced. Much like one of our listings that we have that hasn't sold in way too long.
That's right.
But when you have enough money to sit on it and wait for the price you want,
that's what you do. That's right. So yes, this is a perfect storm window where you have increased storm window,
like in Florida.
Perfect storm of a window for buyers where you have increased inventory. The buyer activity is starting to pick up, but the interest rates are coming down, so you can just get that sweet spot right now.
Come on, baby. It's so sweet.
So strategically, what should we do? What's the first thing? I'll tell you what the first thing is.
Okay, say it. Give it to me, brother.
Get your pre-approval. Get your POFA. Yes, pre-offer full approval. Get that set in place so that you can go out there and you can compete in the market in case you do end up in multiple offer situations. What else can you do?
The thing is, please, and I know this is my brand Solescence, and it's not for everybody, be open to homes that need some improvements.
Yes.
Okay? Sellers, if your house doesn't really need improvements, staging is everything. But right now, for buyers,
we're talking to the
please
buyers,
be open to homes that need improvements. I'm not talking about needs a roof and plumbing and all that kind of stuff. No. But just if it's not perfect, fine. That's an opportunity. Please.
That's right.
Talk to me about it. I'll come in and make it perfect.
That's exactly right. And if a property has been sitting on the market for more than that 22-day mark, it's probably because it's not in the proper condition for the price. So you're going to have an opportunity. And talk to us about seller concessions. Have the seller potentially help you cover your closing costs. Now, that's not on every property.
Right.
Again, values are not coming down. So be realistic. Don't come in thinking you're going to start underbidding properties.
No, you can't do that.
But there are opportunities, and sellers are getting more flexible because they're still expecting to sell within a week.
Yeah.
And when they sit on the market 22 plus days, they start getting a little nervous and they're open to more negotiations.
That's true.
So just be prepared for that.
Okay.
All right. So if you want to talk more about your personal situation, feel free to DM us. Call us at 703 783-2143. That's our work number. And
I've at least memorized the first 6 numbers.
That's right.
I don't know the last 4 yet.
Just reach out to us on whatever platform this is and however you can
communicate us. So I've actually, in this last little bit of time, I'm like, okay, just because I don't do the social media thing doesn't mean that when people are like, well, I'm on social media and I'm looking, I have been starting to, I don't know if you've noticed, you're not on there either.
Yeah.
But I've started going back and posting our testimonials and our solds.
Nice.
We are there.
Okay.
And now I'm regularly looking.
Guys, good. That's good. So DM us or PM us or it's a private message, right?
Yeah, a direct message.
Or anyway,
you have to slide into people's DMs, but I think that's like a.
That's not hook us. All right, guys. Have a great week out there. If you have any questions, please let us know, and we will see you guys on next week's video. We're about to dive into the market snapshot here in just a second.
I cannot wait for this. Let's see if I remember my lines.
That's right. Okay. All right, here we are for
this week's market snapshot.
Yes, what has happened in the Northern Virginia real estate market in the last 7 days in maybe under 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more. Here we go.
Because I'm here?
No, it's partially because you're here.
Okay, I got this.
Okay, ready? All right, so we just did a report, so make sure you go and look up this video if it's not attached to this market snapshot. We just talked about should buyers buy in the current market. Now we're going to dive into the numbers that back up the reason why and behind what we said.
That's right.
All right, so here we go. Kel, let them have it.
All right.
Oh, Kelly's back.
Do I get my Slim Shady song?
Look back who's again. Back again. I already did on the last video. I think I'm going to leave it in there.
Oh, you're not going to leave it.
I probably won't. Anyway, go ahead. All right, tell us.
Okay, so this top graph here, that top black squiggly line, that's the buyer's activity. That's how many homes have gone under contract in our area in the last 7 days. And then the teal line underneath, that is the seller activity. That's how many homes have gone active, have new listings in the last 7 days.
That's right. That's right.
And then the lower graph, ladies and gentlemen, that one is this the one I wanted you to have?
Yeah.
Okay. That middle line there, that's kind of the, I call it like seafoam green. It kind of looks great. What does it look like?
That's gray.
Beige?
That's just totally gray.
Well, it's got a slight green tint to it that I really like, especially for kitchen cabinets. If it's an island and everything else is white.
Okay.
Or
All right. So
wood
what is
coming back? You don't have to go white.
So what does this line mean?
Okay, so that's the normal market, and then the black one is going to show whether we're up in a seller's market or in a buyer's market. And right now we're trending.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Closer to a normalized market, healthy market. I like it. How do you do that Cabbage Patch dance? That's what I want to do. Is that the one you do?
That's churning butter.
Oh.
Cabbage Patch is this one. That one.
That looks the exact same as what you do.
No, churning butter, you're doing like this.
Oh, so I couldn't do anything.
Now you got to sing one. Anyway, okay.
Sorry, you're going to get rid of that, please.
All right, guys. So we talked last week about how we had just hit our second straight week in a row where we were in a buyer's market, which is unheard of in this market, especially with the interest rates going down. I've been letting you guys know that you need to be prepared because the buyers are starting to come back into the market. Mm-hmm. So if you look at the overall trend, you can see the inventory, the teal line, had kind of flattened out, and then we had a spike, and now it's coming back down. Buyer activity had kind of flatlined, but now it's starting to pick up. We do expect this number to keep on going up because of the lower interest rates and the increase in mortgage applications. So what happened?
Why does the buyer activity chase the listing activity?
Well, if you want to buy a property and you want, let's say it's COVID and you want toilet paper, and you have to go to the store and you want to pick up some toilet paper, how much toilet paper do you think is going to sell if there's no toilet paper on the shelves?
Yeah, but we have increase in listings.
Well, we have an increase in listings, but look, if this dropped and the buyer activity is higher and they buy up everything that came in and go up, then they have to follow where the inventory goes. So if there's a decrease in inventory and an increase in buyer activity, then there's not enough properties for the buyers to keep on increasing.
Correct.
Yeah, and unless they're sopping up what was left over, which is what we've seen a couple times, where we've had that decrease in inventory a couple times and buyer activity kept going up. Okay. Yeah.
And it takes like a week or two to get the men to actually take action on what we're saying. It's time to buy. I keep telling you.
That's right. All right. Okay. So yeah, and keep in mind, these are lead measures. So we're looking at properties that went under contract and inventory that came on the market. We're not looking at sold properties because we want to make real-time decisions about what's going on. So what does this mean?
That's why our graphs on the 7-day marks look different than the, hey, what's been going on.
Yeah, month over month and so on.
60 days.
Yep. All right. So what does this mean? This means that, well, let's look at what contracts are doing. So these are the most recent contract trends that we have at this point. It is only through September 15th. But for that 7-day period, they received 158 contracts. And you'll see that a total of 63% of the properties sold at or above listing price. So sellers, you're still getting top market value on your properties as long as you're pricing them appropriately.
Like I said in the commentary, those that are below, it's not because the prices are dropping. I was shocked to see this, so I went and I took a handful of them, and they had been overpriced to start with.
That's exactly.
I mean, I didn't look at every single one of them, but I looked at a lot of them, and that was what it was.
I'm glad you said that because I was just in a conference this last weekend, and there was a survey that was done of sellers nationwide, not even just in our market, and 8 of 10 sellers still think they're going to get above whatever list price they put on the market. Sellers are lagging behind on what's actually happening with the increase in inventory.
Yeah.
So 63% of the properties, you can see they went at or above listing price. Now, here's what's interesting. Properties that sold in 0 to 7 days, that was 32%. And properties that sold in 8 to 21 days was 23%. That is 55%. So that leaves an additional 12% of properties that were on the market for 22 plus days that still sold at or above listing price. So we're starting to see that threshold increase. Last week we saw it as well. We're starting to see properties that are even on the market, 22 plus days are selling at listing price. So buyers, you have to, when you're working with your agent, you have to make sure you're looking at those property values, because it's not a guarantee that you're going to get a discount at that point.
I mean, it used to be, right?
Used
if
to
it
be,
sat on the market over the first weekend, it was like, okay, something's wrong with it. I'm going to try to go in and negotiate.
Yeah.
Now it's healthier. Buyers, this is a good thing that you have more time.
More choices.
You actually get to think a little bit.
Yes.
You get some protections built in there, but not that you get to go and underbid.
That's right. That's right. And a lot of times when you put that first offer in, even if it's 22 days over, sometimes there'll be a second offer that comes in because there's people on the fence.
And your agent will know if it's overpriced and you should underbid. I mean, if they're us, we'll know. We'll say it's overpriced and you need to underbid. But
that's right.
But generally speaking.
And this is what's really important when you're picking your agent, especially on the buy side right now.
You should always pick us.
You should always pick us. If your agent is not in the current market knowing exactly what is going on, they're going to guide you, just like these sellers are thinking that properties are going way over value. Your agent's probably still thinking that we're 2-3 months ago where you still have to bid over pricing.
Whereas if you have us as agents, then you're trying to talk to your husband at 12:30 a.m. about something that you've needed to talk about for a very long time, and you say, why aren't you listening to me? What are you doing? And he's like, I'm just looking at the recent stats on whatever the hell.
I think that was a compliment, but I think I get in trouble for that a lot too.
It's a compliment for you guys.
Yes. Okay.
I don't know. I think I need to start wearing something different.
A little less. Okay. So what do the contracts look like? So we are seeing consistently that about 3/4 of the contract are getting their finance contingencies. About 3/4 are getting their appraisal contingencies. So that's very, very common.
I love that.
And we're seeing the inspection contingency waver back and forth between high 40s to mid 60s of people actually getting an inspection contingency. So for at least about 5 or 6 weeks, we've been sitting about that midline.
Has it really been?
We hit 2 weeks where it was over 60% of people getting inspections in Virginia. These are all Virginia numbers. We're not even talking about Maryland and DC. But you can see that the important thing is buyers, you're getting your protections. You get to go into a property, be realistic, get your protections, don't underbid because you're going to miss the opportunity, because then all of a sudden these new buyers are going to flood the market. Sellers, you need to be reasonable. You need to put the property on the market in the right condition at the right price. And
condition, staging, please.
And if you get an offer, give that offer serious consideration. Even if it's your first offer, even if it's the first day on the market and you get a strong offer, don't sit there and think that you've got 5 other offers coming, because right now the market isn't supporting that. You still get top value, but you've got to be realistic and know what to expect. That's it. So buyers and sellers, we were happy to sit down with any of you at no charge. DM us, PM us, reach out to us, call us at 703-783-2143, whatever you need to do.
Touch us somehow, some way.
All right. Anything else from you, Mrs. Returning Angel?
Aw, that's so sweet.
Yeah, I just kind of flowed from my lips.
Nope, but keep in mind, I have a lender license, not for our gain, but for your education, so that you don't have to feel like you're, as soon as you knock on a lender's door, they're going to pounce.
Yep. She's here to protect you guys. So if you have...
Not that you need protecting from lenders.
Help you understand what is being offered
without opening a door that's scary. You know how many... Most of my spam comes from whenever we were buying our house in 2021.
You're still getting that?
I'm still getting that.
It's crazy. All right, guys. Have a great week out there, and we'll see you next week on The Snapshot.
That's right. Bye.
All right, bye.